Hello all and welcome. This is Tiffany back here with another video for you guys. So today we are going to be discussing which diet is best for you. Stay tuned. Okay, so to answer the question of which diet is best for you, you need to start off by asking yourself two things. First and foremost, what does the word diet actually mean to you? And what are your targets or your goals that you are trying to achieve or to accomplish? Do I consider a diet to be a short-term, restrictive thing that I have to do to achieve a certain desired outcome, such as fitting in this dress by Christmas? Or are you thinking about diet in the sense of this is a way of living, this is a way of life, and I need something that I can stick with? So those are the first things that you need to think about when you try to consider which diet would be best for you. Now, when I think about the different diets out there, I like to break them up into three different categories. So one category would be any sort of diet that you are counting calories or counting macros. The second type being some sort of plant-based or vegan, vegetarian, those type of diets. And last but certainly not least are the high protein, maybe high fat diets, very low carb, really pretty much any low carb diet. There seems to be a lot of those. So when we are talking about a diet that is focused on you tracking your calories and or your macros. If you're not sure what I mean when I say macros, I just mean instead of just counting calories, you're actually tracking how much fat am I getting, how much protein am I getting, and how many carbs. So that's what I mean when I say macro. You are going to need something to do so. You can just write it down in a journal or something, a notebook or something to that effect, or whatever it is, and you find that easier, then that's fine. But they do have a plethora of all sorts of calorie tracking apps that you can find and actually that you can use on your phone or online or whatever the case may be. I actually used an app for years. I have used it at one point in my life to actually just track my calories until I learned about actually keeping track of my macros. And this app was able to do both. And I was actually able to do it all from my phone. And I think the benefits of using a tracking app or some sort of food log or food tracker, it just makes it so much easier to put in different types of foods. Most of them are already in the database, honestly, so you're just picking one and adding it. Or even if you have to add something that's not in there, then you can always go back, and if you have that item again or have that food again, you can select that again. When it comes to tracking your calories and tracking your macros, it benefits you to know what's your goal, and one, where it is that you're starting from, and two, where it is that you are needing to go. Is it your goal to lose 5 or 10 pounds? Is it your goal to lose maybe 30 pounds? You have to know where it is that you're starting to have an idea of what you need to do to actually get where it is that you want to go. So with that in mind, I would suggest using a site like If It Fits Your Macros, www.iifym.com, and I'll actually make sure I link that in the description. But I love this website the best, honestly, for this type of stuff, because you can go to this site and you can actually put in what your current weight is, your current physical fitness activity levels, and so many other questions that it will ask you. So that way it can give you the best estimation, or it can give you the best answer in regards to, okay, this is where you're starting. This is where you're trying to go. I'm trying to lose 5 or 10 pounds, or I'm trying to lose 20 pounds by this date, or so forth and so on. So it can tell you, okay, this would be your ideal calories that you want to stick to or stick with per day, or these are your desired macro numbers that you would need to stick with. Now, if you are considering a vegan or plant-based diet or vegetarian, and if you are someone who usually eats the standard American diet and you are not used to this sort of lifestyle, I would highly suggest first making sure you do some research on it and know exactly what are the benefits and what it is that you can expect from these type of diets, and following them correctly and making sure that you're doing the best things that is best for your health or your body. With that being said, I would definitely suggest making sure that you are following someone's YouTube channel, following a recipe book. I do have a couple that I could recommend, and I can link in the description below. I have tried a couple of those as well myself, and I will say it is very important to make sure that you are prepared. Honestly, in my opinion, you have to be prepared for any diet, but I just say for when you are following a diet that is almost the opposite what you typically are eating, or big shift, a big change like that, then you definitely want to make sure that you're not doing it alone, is what I'm trying to say. Using some sort of guides, recipe books, books, YouTube channels, maybe find some community online, but you want to get as much information as possible so you are not, one, setting yourself up for failure from the very beginning, and two, something that you can stick with because you're not feeling clueless as to, okay, well, what else can I eat outside of salads? Depending on your body in regards to any, medical conditions or any concerns, I would definitely recommend speaking with your doctor before you start any diet such as that, just to be sure that there are no concerns there, and be informed about what vitamins or what things may you need to consider when you are making such a big shift and transition in your diet. And maybe you're someone who needs to take it slow and kind of slowly transition over to that. Or maybe you're someone who is all or nothing. And it really depends, again, on your goal. If you are someone who is concerned about my health, and that's why you are looking to make a shift or change, these type of diets may or may not be the best if you're just trying to lose 5 or 10 pounds quickly and, by such and such date. If that's all you care about, then there may be other diets that would be more beneficial for you or easier. Now, the last type of diets, which are your low carb to no carb, high protein, some of them high fat diets. This type of diet I would consider to be the most possibly confusing, simply for the fact that it feels as if every few years there's a different version of this diet. But with these types of diets, you are restricting your carbs a fair amount. And if you are someone who feels like you are just super dedicated and disciplined when it comes to dieting and looking to see results quickly, this type of diet could be ideal for you. This type of diet may be easier. You're allowed to still eat all different types of foods and meats and things that you wouldn't normally be able to eat on the other two types of diets that I talked about. Personally, for me, restricting my carbs so much is definitely a restrictive diet that I can only do for so long. But if you are just doing it for a short-term period, you just want to get to a certain size quickly, and that's all you care about, then hey, these type of diets may be your best bet. So to answer the question of which diet would be best for you, honestly depends on you. When it comes to diet, in my opinion, there is not a one size fits all. There just isn't. Even if I am following the same type of diet someone else is, there is still maybe a way that it works for me that it doesn't work for that other person. But also keeping in mind that everyone has their own goals that they are trying to achieve, just as we talked about in the beginning, whether you are focused on a short-term goal or whether you are focused on long-term goals. So it's about which works best for you, your home, your family. Someone who is cooking for just themselves, and them, what works for them may not work for the mom of four. Now it's time for me to get a little bit serious, because no matter which diet type that you decide to try, I believe that it is very important for us to get serious about our health one way or the other. As we all know, we are living in a different day and time right now that most of us have not dealt with in our lifetimes. And I believe the most important thing that we can do to keep ourselves healthy and possibly preventing us from getting sick is to care about our health. According to the CDC.gov website, being obese or overweight puts us at a higher risk for being hospitalized or dying from COVID. And if any of you were like me over 2020, the stress of being at home dealing with this pandemic definitely had me eating foods that my body did not need. Yes, they were comforting, but put it this way, I was not craving broccoli and cauliflower. There are a few reasons that I could think of for wanting to be healthier and possibly preventing getting COVID-19 in the first place is definitely among the top of those. So whichever diet that you decide to try or determine is best for you, making a positive change in a better direction, in my opinion, is always worth it. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. Please leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found any of this info useful. And if you think that anyone else could benefit from seeing it as well, please share the video and leave me a comment again, please. I love to get any feedback and hear from my audience what you think about the info. Is there something that you would like to see next? Is there a type of workout video that maybe you would like to see? Whatever feedback it is, I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you all for joining me. I pray that you have a wonderful and blessed rest of your week or weekend whenever you see this. And until next time, goodbye for now. And Nat just come out of nowhere. Really, Nat? Why do I feel like I'm saying that word funny? I just realized I'm not even looking at the camera. That's it. Video over. I'm done.